The disrespect continues. The disrespect continues. And if they're not careful, dump divers in the WNBA, along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media, if they are not careful, they are going to end up getting exactly what they want.
Yes, you heard correctly. The WNBA will succeed in its objectives. You could wonder what they want. How are they going to fix it? Indiana Fever is the biggest threat, according to the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, who is dominating the league but wasn't supposed to be the WNBA's poster girl. The league will be enlarged to accommodate this, and you know what? One member from each squad will be available for selection by the new teams. The WNBA ensures that they may progressively but undoubtedly demolish the massive machine that the Fever are developing into by forcing them to lose one or more players annually.
Now Caitlin Clark is playing it cool. She's trying to please everyone. She's trying to keep her fan base happy. She's trying to ingratiate herself with a group of minimum wage earners that will never accept her. She is staying polite with the media, even though they constantly disrespect her. But there will come a point with Caitlin Clark when she has finally had enough.
And if the WNBA is so desperate to stop her, I can hear you think that Clark will simply quit the league and relocate to Europe, where she could easily make $110 annually. By remaining in the United States, she appears to be supporting the WNBA. But only the W doesn't know about it.
The WNBA season ending for many teams, there are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season. But with all of the drama currently surrounding the WNBA, on top of the low-paying salaries, some of these players are questioning if they'll even return.
To put it gently, the 2026 Indiana Fever season was exciting, even if it is already past. The team owes a lot to their first-round performance, since they went from being among the worst in the WNBA the previous season to making it to the playoffs. One possibility is Caitlin Clark. After an outstanding undergraduate career, Clark entered with great anticipation. She fulfilled her promise by winning Rookie of the Year in her first WNBA season, outperforming the other rookies by a significant margin. But she wasn't the only player who did it. Several more players also contributed. For Clark Aaliyah, Kelsey Mitchell in particular was an excellent backcourt partner. Despite her best efforts, Boston starter Nalissa Smith scored in double figures every game and had a strong presence in the paint. Smith and other players might be departing the W.
During her exit interview, Storm player Gabby Williams warned the WNBA, if you want to keep international players, you need to do better. So here's what she had to say.
The W thinks that they don't have to pay us more in order for us to be here. And I think I didn't express that when I first talked about prioritization. You know, our commissioner talked about us being able to, you know, make $700,000. That's not true at all. There's not one player who makes that. And we were promised, you know, team marketing agreements and league marketing agreements, but they've fallen quite short. So it's still not enough for us international players to want to stay here. And that's a choice of the players. If I make a choice to make more money, whatever, and then the, you know, teams are mad that I don't come back, but that's how it is. So yes, it just, the WNBA, you know, if you want us to be here, you have to pay us more. It's business, it's how it works, and that's all that I mean.
Since that interview, less than a week later, Gabby is already in Istanbul, where she will be playing for the off-season. And from the sounds of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season.
There will come a point with Caitlin Clark where she gets tired of the bullshit, tired of the disrespect.
It's not out of the norm for WNBA players to play during the regular season and then during their off-season play overseas. This is something that has been happening for like the entirety of the WNBA. It even went as far as to 1 year in 2015, Diana Taurasi played in Russia and did not play in the WNBA. And it was never outright stated that she didn't play in the WNBA because Russia basically specifically put that in their contract, that if she went there, she couldn't play. But that was pretty much what everybody thought happened, because Russia paid Diana Taurasi at that time $1.5 million salary to play in Russia. Now, at the time in the WNBA, the salary, like the highest salary in the league, was $107,000. So obviously that's a huge jump. Diana took that offer. She played overseas, and at that time she was also like hands down the face of the league. The WNBA was not as popular as it is now, but that was an opportunity that Diana took. And I feel like with the growing popularity of the WNBA and with players able to, you know, make money off brand deals and this and that, and their celebrity rising, there could be a world where more of these private owned EuroLeague teams, I could see some of these teams going after some of our star players in the WNBA. And if the money makes sense, if the business aspect makes sense, we could lose more players to playing overseas, like Gabby kind of alluded to here.
But after months of rumors, the WNBA has finally revealed the Golden State Valkyries expansion draft regulations. As a result, the WNBA and the league should be concerned about more than just players relocating overseas. Golden State may select one player from each team and one unrestricted free agent. Teams can choose to exclude 6 of their 12 players in the expansion draft. Because the team's roster lists go back to the end of the 2026 season, any player on an active roster, including unrestricted free agents, is eligible for protection under certain circumstances. Clubs ought to protect its UF. A player may be CED, the NFL equivalent of a franchise tag, for a maximum of 2 years because every team has a core available this summer. In exchange for a Supermax contract, said eligible UFA Kelsey Mitchell would grant Indiana exclusive bargaining rights. 10 days prior to the expansion draft, teams must submit their lists of protected players. The league will reveal who was chosen in the expansion draft. Instead of the state of Indiana revealing the protected lists, just 6 players from the Valkyrie expansion squad qualify for Fever's protection. In order to help the Golden State Valkyries, the newest team in the league, start their franchise, the WNBA will hold an expansion draft at the conclusion of the season. If the fans had their way, current WNBA teams could only block the selection of up to 6 players. Smith would not be one of the several people who have decided not to include him in their top 6. Despite Smith's outstanding start to the regular season, she started 37 of 40 games. Head coach Christy Sides lost faith in her during the postseason. She only played 13 minutes during the Fever's 2 games against the Connecticut Sun. These players are, in my opinion, the Fever's protective locks on the fence, and now that the terms have been adequately decided, they are most likely unprotected. The first 3 protected places will likely go to the Fever's Big 3, who helped Indiana make it back to the postseason this year. Clark will most likely play with a different starting forward in 2026. Protecting Mitchell in the expansion draft is the first step in keeping her as Kelsey Mitchell's major goal this offseason. Mitchell has been the Fever's mainstay for the past 7 seasons, leading the team in scoring in all but 2 of them. The squad will want to keep her and Fever rookie Caitlin Clark together since they get along well in the backcourt. In a single season, Caitlin Clark shattered the league record for assists as well as the rookie record for points and three-pointers made, giving the Fever offense the quick tempo they needed to win. Clark, a key member of the squad, became the Fever's top scorer this season after outscoring Mitchell by 2 points. Aaliyah Boston will be the greatest option in 2025. Boston helped the Fever start their rebuilding process in 2026 after leading them to a 13-27 season in 2025. The Fever's 2026 Rookie of the Year, Lexi Hull, is a strong post presence who excels in the short roll, is a skilled rebounder, and fits in nicely with the team's up-tempo approach this season. A few players from the Indiana Fever are also uncertain about the WNBA expansion draft. 3 of the 4 exceptional servants described below must be selected by the Fever this season. Each of these players has a strong case for protection because they have been important starters or bench players throughout the season. I think Hull has the best chance of being protected on this list. Her rookie contract expires after 1 season. While on the bench at the start of the season, she got little minutes and even a few DNPs. She did, however, perform exceptionally well after the Olympic break, improving her three-point shooting from 22% to over 50% in 15 games and playing a great game for Indiana in the final minutes. Normally, NaLyssa Smith would be protected by her fever. However, I think it might be best for the two to part ways because unrelated factors are taking over the season, like Smith's admittance that she didn't contribute as much as she had wanted and her vociferous complaint about the lack of touches she's had this season. The organization may protect Smith, a former number 2 pick, while also holding on to her for the final year of her rookie contract in 2026 or hoping to benefit from a trade. Tammy Fagman. Despite only playing in 22 games during the regular season due to 3 injuries to her thumb, foot, and shoulder, Lee, a 32-year-old forward, has been a valuable member of the Fever, catching cross-court passes from Clark in transition. Fagel has a lot of potential as an agile forward who can spread the floor as a restricted free agent, but she must maintain her health because the Fever could match any offer she gets. Due to a preseason knee injury, Dantas Dairis, another forward troubled by injuries, was suspended for almost all of the season. But she soon made a comeback to the starting lineup, giving the front court much-needed depth. Her ability to consistently make three-pointers gives the team plenty of space on the court and a boost of energy, and she still has 1 year left on her contract. The Valkyries could select these 5 players because they are likely to be unprotected in the expansion draft. However, because they are not protected, not all of them will be selected. Only 1 player will be chosen by each team. Most of these players will be able to return to the Fever in 2026. Katie Lou Sampson took a year off in August 2025 to give birth to her daughter. Sampson rejoined the WNBA. In her farewell interviews with Fever, she said that the physical demands of returning to the league after giving birth and caring for a baby at the same time made it much harder than she had expected. Samuelson has 1 year remaining on her contract and is projected to make $180,000 from the Fever in 2026. She began the season with the starting lineup at 3, but her stats declined since she was unable to shoot from 3 after Clark took over at point guard. Grace Berger, the 7th choice in 2025, suffered a sharp decline in playing time. Bergerer, who was an all-rookie guard in 2025, spent the majority of this season playing garbage time. She might benefit from a change of environment in order to possibly get more playing time somewhere. Victoria Saxton was chosen in the 3rd round in the 2025 selection, but she hasn't yet established herself as a regular rotation player despite having the Fever for 2 years. When she scored 5 points in 5 minutes during the regular season finale while the starters were rested due to a sickness, it was her greatest performance of the year. The sole Olympian with a Fever this cycle was Christy Wallace, who won bronze with Australia. Other than that, she had a mixed season, starting 15 games at the 3 because of the Fever until Hull replaced her at the end of the season. Clark still has 1 year left on her rookie contract because she joined the team this season. 10-year WNBA veteran Erica Wheeler recently inked a big 2-year deal that will make her the league's highest-paid player in 2025. Despite being benched from the starting lineup, Wheeler was an important veteran who raised Indiana's spirits. Wheeler is an unrestricted free agent this summer. What do you want to accomplish? More specifically, who do you think the Valkyries will select before the next season begins? To ensure you don't miss anything, please leave your opinions in the comments box, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. Once you click the video on the screen, we'll see you in the next one.